Hello everybody and welcome back to my GregTech New Horizons playthrough. This is episode 65. And in this episode we are picking off right where we left off at with episode 64 in some space travel stuff. We landed on Mars and did some mining and all that good stuff. Did a little bit of exploring and prospecting, and we are going to continue that journey here in episode 65, and then most likely venture off into the moons of Mars. So it looks like this one has all the ores you need, so we'll probably go to this next and do a little bit of prospecting over there. And then it also says you don't necessarily need to go to Demios, but we will visit it just the same. So we will start the episode off there, doing a little bit of space travel, prospecting. We still haven't found a dungeon for a tier 3 rocket. Um, so we will start looking for dungeons at Mars 2. But beyond that, I don't think that'll take up the whole episode. So I think beyond that, we are actually getting close to unlocking the IV chapter. And I believe we need to go down this route here, which is going to require us to do a MV quest somewhere in here. I think it is right here. So technically not even doesn't have like the required deal here, but it is required to progress, which this stuff is easy to get. We can just get it from our wood vinegar down in the basement there. So yeah, I am going to head back to Mars here, and we will look for a dungeon, actually, is what we need to do first. So I will see you when I have found a dungeon that has our tier 3 schematic. Alright, so we are back on Mars, and I found a dungeon. So we're going to go do this real quick. I did end up moving the HV miner to an arsenic vein for now. I also made a new prospector, vibrant alloy prospector that does like a 3x3 little deal here. So what did we find? Anything good? Meh. Alright. So yeah, we made that, and then I also actually made some of the upgraded oxygen tanks, which we've already kind of depleted one of them. So let's hurry up and go do this dungeon deal. Oh my goodness, that was actually kind of hard. Can you pick these things up? Mm, I guess you can pick these up. I think you can generate power from these now. Or maybe not these ones. I don't know. Use our key, which is right here. Alright, what do we get? Cargo rocket. Okay, so not a tier... Do you get a tier 3 rocket here? I think so. I don't think I need any other this other stuff. One ring. The ring whispers to you, promising powers, but at what cost? Long-term usage is not advised. Can ruin your game if you don't understand what this is. Read the quest. Okay, well we're not gonna pick that up just yet. I think we use this for stuff actually. Hey, there we go. Alright, so what, 4 dungeons, 3 bosses? It's not too bad. Anything else good? Nah. We'll take that. Alright, so tier 3 rocket schematic. That is what we came here for. So let's go pick up our miners and then go to the moons of Mars. We'll start with the one that's not so important actually. We'll start with Demios. We'll go check that out real quick, and then we'll go to Phobos. Phobos, I think, is where you can get basically all the ores, the different ores you need. So that is where we will end our Mars journey for now. Alright, let's go check out Demios. Okay, so that's a new one. Uranium 238 is a new one. Alright, so maybe we'll pop our miners down here while we go explore. There's Endermen here. Oops. Alright, so I don't really think there's too much to see here on this moon. I do have the miners set up at these two veins, and I'll probably grab one of these. But I think I'm going to let these miners do their thing, and then we're going to go to Phobos real quick and kind of prospect around in there. So let's go zoom off in our rocket. Ooh, I kind of like this block. Kind of like the color of these blocks. Alright, so one thing I've noticed with the moons of Mars is I don't think there are any gases or liquids to suck up. So, and it looks like on the Phobos they have all of these veins. The only thing I think it's really missing is the tungsten. So tungsten stuff we'll have to get on Mars. But yeah, so we have all these ores available to us when we want to come mine them. So actually, I don't think there's really anything else I need here. So we got all those quests done. We will finish this after my miners are done. Let's check this space race. Quest log 2 here. Yeah, I think that's all we need for the tier 2 planets here. So next it's wanting us to get into the heavy duty tier 3 plates. So I think we are going to grab what we have in our miners at the other moon and head back to base. So I will see you there. Alright, so back from space. I think we have some infrastructure work to do here. So we are getting a bunch of ores now, and this little ore production area is just not cutting it anymore. So I think this is going to be kind of our first little infrastructure upgrade here. But before we even get to that, we need to do a little bit of work to our AE2 system and incorporate auto crafting. So I've been wanting to do that for a little bit here. So that is what we are going to do right now with the ore processing stuff shortly after here. So let's get into AE2 auto crafting. So if we look in our handy dandy quest book here, we are going to want to make a couple of these, and then a couple of some crafting storage blocks here. And yeah, we will get a small auto crafting setup going to at least run some recipes on these machines here, so I can sort of start auto crafting a bunch of parts that we are going to continually need for AE2, like cables and all that good stuff. So let me get that squared away. I don't know where I want to put it all just yet, because I am slowly figuring out a plan for this base, and I keep adding stuff to it, and I don't quite know where everything's going yet. But so we'll probably just keep stuff over here and down over here in this area, because we have all of our cables here and power for now. But eventually I think power is coming over here, and AE2 is going to come over here somewhere. So yeah, I think that is the plan. So let me get to crafting a bunch of stuff and setting up our first little auto crafting setup. Alright, so I used one of the crafting units to make one of the 1K crafting storage blocks here. And I thought you needed like a CPU or something, but you really only just need the crafting storage block, I guess. I think the co-processors allow for more parallelization or something like that, but yeah, I just was able to auto craft 10, 10 quartz glass here. I think I can only do one recipe though if I only have one multi-block. And it puts the stuff in here and then auto outputs. I do have this on allow input from output side with the screwdriver, so uh, yeah. Alright, so I want to see something. Yeah, copper foil. So this is like a two-step recipe. So circuit 1, the a copper ingot will make a copper plate, and then the copper plate will then have to go back in here to make the copper foil with circuit 1. So that's like a two-step recipe. Let's see if this one little deal will handle that. Let's take all these out. Oops. Alright, so let's just do 100. Alright. Oh, it's just dumping all of it. Okay. I guess that works. Yeah. Alright, so we can manually, or not manually, automatically make copper foil. Alright, so yeah, I'm happy with that. Obviously this isn't going to last us very long. We're going to have to expand on this, but I think that is a good start to maybe start doing some more patterns to automate some more AE2 stuff, I think is what we want to do first. And then, when we feel like we have enough of that, we will move on to ore processing and that stuff. I still don't know really where I want to put all this, but I'm assuming it's going to go over here somewhere. Because I want power, AE2 here, and being that we have AE2 ran kind of over in this area a little bit, maybe ore processing can go down here. Just kind of switch sides maybe. Then we got to figure out what kind of machines we want, and we might just use those machines still. Or do we want to upgrade them? Are they all H? They're MV, yeah. Maybe we upgrade these to HV. I don't know. I am going to get it all planned out here, and I'll bring you back. So now we have a little bit of auto crafting capabilities. Alrighty, so I wanted to bring you guys back as I have gotten this a little bit set up and running a little bit here, but then came to realize I didn't actually need any auto crafting set up for getting this running, I don't think. So you basically just put a ME interface on it and put what you want to run in the machine here, and it just kind of works. So yeah, we got a couple things going just to kind of test the system out here. So you basically put your product that you want to run through the machine in these slots up here, and that will automatically push it into the machine. And then we have a conveyor on the bottom. We have the conveyor on the bottom to import the items into the machine, and then it automatically pushes out into the interface, which then goes into my drives for now. So we got those two set up there. We got this running here, and then yeah, actually, we have pyrite. What? Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I was testing the furnaces because it looks like it was not working. Oh, maybe it already had worked. Maybe, yeah, maybe it already smelted up the iron. So, all right. So that is that going. We also placed this guy here and moved it from over there. But I will make this look a little bit prettier here in the near future. But we got this stuff moved over here, and that's kind of how we're gonna do some ore processing for now. Still not completely automated, but more automated than it was over there. And next step is to kind of knock down all of this stuff, including our snowman. Oh, it doesn't even work anymore. Oh, it's this one. All right. Yeah, including this guy. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Do we really need him anymore? Nah, I don't think so. Oh, now I feel bad. All right, but yeah, we're gonna demo all this stuff. And I want to, before we start adding any more, why is this cobblestone here? Before we start adding any more kind of setups here, I want to get our AE2 system and our power generation to their more permanent spots, which I believe is going to be over here. Maybe have some power generation back here, and then our AE2 controller cube somewhere over here for now. That's going to take some time, but yeah, we just need to knock all this stuff down and get it moved into our, well, this stuff we can probably just trash. But I did go ahead and put all of the chests that we had sitting here into our AE2 system, and that's where we're pulling all of this stuff out of. So, yeah, let me get to work on cleaning this up. What are you doing, dude? Hoo-yah! That's what I thought. All right, so yeah, let me clean this up here and maybe move this stuff over here. So I keep setting things up and running cabling and all that stuff, and it's just going to get more complicated as we go. So let's move this stuff to their more permanent location. Alright, so that's cleared out. Actually, I'm going to grab those and bring those upstairs too. Now I need to go through and move the power generation over here and then AE2 over there. So I think before we do that, maybe we build a little AE2 control room somewhere over here, I think. So I need to figure out a design I like for that. So let me get to brainstorming on some sort of palette that maybe still incorporates this flooring and that ceiling, but got to try to bring some of the pyramid uh, stuff maybe inside, or maybe that just the pyramid is like a facade, and when you walk into the pyramid, it gets all technical, you know? Maybe that's what the pyramids were originally for. And maybe ancient Egypt figured out the Stargate and then they left this planet, you know? Maybe that's how the ancient Egypt civilization, um, you know, left. Maybe it was all the pyramids, you know? Maybe there's a Stargate inside the Great Pyramid of Gaza, you know? Or is that what it's called? Gosh, I don't know. I haven't taken a history class in a very long time. That doesn't seem like the right name. So I apologize if I got that name wrong. But yeah, maybe that's what happened to the civilization that built the pyramids. You know, maybe they inside it was all technical and stuff, and then all that they took it with them in the Stargate. Hmm. I don't know. Let's uh let's stay on task here. All right. So some time has gone by, and I've moved some things, and you know, I say some time, actually quite a bit of time because I've been trying to figure out how I want this base to kind of flow, and it's pretty tough to figure out um, when you don't really know how AE2 works 100%. But I am figuring that out as I go and just kind of um, looking up YouTube videos and kind of. I do have a test world that I kind of been playing in, but I feel like it's just easier just to test things in here. But then you got to make sure you got enough materials and all that kind of stuff. So it's a it's a battle, but it's worth fighting. So we have our updated AE2 controller system. So I kind of made a couple more controllers, and we have a little subnet going on here. This is going to be basically, I think this is going to be our P2P subnet. So I got two P2P channels coming, one coming from the storage drawers that we have up there, and the other one coming from the ore processing area that we just set up a little bit ago. Um, and they're coming into this line here. So we have two channels going into this controller. And then out of this controller, we have one channel going to the main controller, which then we can see everything in our terminals up there. And then this is coming from, oh yeah, power and what is this? Oh, the redstone to get the generators going. This is not going to be here forever, but I just haven't figured out wireless redstone, automated wireless redstone just yet. So yeah, it's very messy still. And I'm contemplating whether I want to put the controller over here or keep it over there. I don't know how I want the base to flow just yet. Um, and I'm trying to avoid setting up temporary little setups, but I think that's going to kind of be how things go for now. And then we got this room over here that I just kind of threw up. It's not complete, but this is where our turbines are sitting currently. So I have places for three more. We'll probably craft those up here soon because our power situation is getting a little scarce. Like this is running. I have to turn this on more frequently, which means we run out of benzene. Which sometimes I forget to shut this off, so then we run out of benzene completely. So I think our fuel situation is going to need an upgrade here very soon as well. But anyways, so yeah, here's our little control room. I think I like it. Going with a little green theme here. I think our main network is going to be green. So I just kind of colored some things to see how I like it. These aren't going to stay here. I just don't know where I want to put them yet. And then what else do we do? So currently I'm working on moving this storage stuff, the bulk storage. And I think we're going to change the color scheme up a little bit. And I think we're going to put it over here. I don't know if I'm set on this color scheme yet, but I'm going to keep messing around with it here off camera. So yeah, speaking about base flow, I'm trying to like future-proof things, but it's hard to future-proof things when you just don't really know. Like I don't watch a ton of YouTube. I used to watch some YouTube channels that played this pack, but I've kind of stopped just because I just don't have the time. I'd rather spend the time in the game trying to figure things out. So yeah, I think all this temporary stuff is going to get moved. I don't have any more like of the auto crafting machines or the bulk crafting spit it into my storage machines setup anymore. So I'd want to figure out very soon where I want to put that. And I think we're going to put a good amount of machines this way. So if we go downstairs, all of our power is now over here. So I have some, I had to make some more platinum actually the hard way. So because I needed some more power cables to get stuff ran. Oops. And we have a lot of holes in the base now. So yeah, I want to kind of get all of our data and power along this side of the base for now. So that means moving all of this stuff too, which this stuff actually just runs off of benzene directly with turbines underneath, but I think we're going to need to utilize this stuff for automation here very soon, and in the control, clean room as well, which unfortunately I just moved it over here, so we'll have to move it over here, but that's no big deal. So what else did we accomplish here? It doesn't feel like I accomplished much, but just trying to figure out base flow. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. I'm all ears. But I've reached the goal of power over here, AE2 over here. So now it's just kind of reorganizing all the stuff that I had set up over here. So I don't think you guys really need to watch that. I've included some clips of me like tearing down stuff and moving stuff, but I don't want the whole episode being that. And this is kind of an episode of like reorganization. So yeah. I'm also thinking about making one of these molecular assemblers and trying these out. I did just make another EV assembling machine. Assembling machine. I don't know why I can't get that right. So do we have the other stuff to make? Yes. So we can make one of these. And I want to say this is just basically like for auto crafting what you would do in a crafting grid, right? And we could probably put this, right now I have my drives and the one little 1K storage deal we have set up right there. I think you need, don't you need interfaces on this? Yeah, I think you need interfaces for that to do the patterns. So let's go make a couple interfaces. AE2 is like I said before, I've done a little bit of AE2, but just not enough to keep. Oh, we actually have some. Nice. Maybe some cables. Let's get one smart cable so I know how many we have here. And then for now, let's just set it up over here because we have this P2P network. So if I wanted to do, let's place it up above one. Let's do that. Oh wait, maybe you don't. Okay, maybe you do. And then let's put a smart cable right here. Oh, but it's gonna break my P2P, huh? Ah. Oh wait, no it doesn't. All right, good. Okay, there's 5 channels there. This should make it 6, 7, and then 8. Yep, okay, 8. So then we should be able to see that in our interface terminal, right? Yes. All right, and what do we want to put in there? Let's put, do we have any more patterns? Yes, we have 2 patterns. Interface. Okay, so if we do this, make a pattern. And then this, make a pattern. Oh wait, I just made another one on accident. Make a pattern. Alright, and then let's go down here. And then we put them in that those interfaces down there with the molecular assembler. Let's take all these out and let's craft one of these. Okay, we're missing cable. Alright, craft one of these. Oh, we are running low on titanium plates, huh? Let's see. Oh, okay, we just need to do a pattern for titanium plates. Okay, that's fine. Does this need power? I might need power over here, huh? Okay, maybe I guess they need to be connected to a crafting storage. That makes sense. Let's just do it here for now to test it. All right. I knew that. Oops. Put that stuff back in there here. All right. And okay, auto crafting interfaces. Okay, that is neat. Okay, so they need to be connected to a crafting storage deal. I knew that. I don't know why I didn't know that temporarily, you know? So yeah, that is kind of what I've been up to. Trying to the majority of my time has been spent trying to figure out the flow of my base and then making very noodly piping designs. So I'm going to keep brainstorming on how I want this base to flow here. I feel like I've done myself a disservice by kind of making the requirement to make it in this we've actually expanded out of the 5x5 chunks. We're now into like, what is this, 7x7 chunks now. And I think I want to continue to do that. Um, it we ran into problems with pollution, so we just turned that off, and now we're running into problems of like I have all this space and I just don't know what to do with it. So maybe that's a good problem to have. Um, but I'm going to be in this base for a very long time, so I kind of want it to look decent and have fun with it. So I am going to get back to trying to figure out all this stuff. I think I have a better understanding of AE2 than I did, um, I guess, a few days ago. This has taken me a little bit longer than I'd like to get an episode out, but I'm also changing the way I edit videos as well. I switched programs, so I was using Microsoft Clipchamp is what I was using, and then I'm learning DaVinci Resolve 19, I think is what it's called. The free version, it seems pretty cool. It's just a new learning curve. So yeah, we are going to continue to move some things around in the base and see where we get to. But that's going to have to wait until next episode. So yeah, that is the end of episode 65. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more, obviously you can always just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't hurt at all, you know, just help a brother out. And then, yeah, next episode we are going to get into some more kind of reorganization of the base and making it look a little bit nicer to look at and cleaning some things up. And who knows, maybe even get into IV. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.